Welcome to Late Night Science with Bob Ross.
This episode we'll be interviewing Bio and Hydro with a special appearance of Bob Ross.
Please welcome our first guest, who always goes with the flow, Hydro.
Well, I'm very honored to be here.
So, tell us the basics of your system.
Well, you see, I'm everywhere, and there's absolutely no way you'd be here without me. People should drink half a gallon of me a day. My cycle is called the hydrological cycle. I'm the ground, the air, lakes, rivers, streams, puddles, oceans, and everything in between. All these places are part of the hydrosphere, me. The hydrosphere also consists of all frozen water. Groundwater exists in wells and aquifers. All frozen water in the hydrosphere is known as the cryosphere. The hydrosphere includes water vapor as well. Most water vapor is visible as clouds and fog, which is water vapor that has condensed.
That was quite interesting. Now let us get a bit deeper into how the hydrosphere affects all living things.
Alright, the hydrosphere affects life by providing water to keep everything alive. If we didn't have me, no one would be alive. This is because without water, all living things would become dehydrated and would soon die off. Trees need water to provide the oxygen we breathe. Mammals need water to maintain hydration, and sea creatures need water so that they can breathe and keep their scales from getting sunburnt.
Oh, okay. So we heard that you have had some problems with pollution lately. Care to explain?
Louisiana coast. 125 out of 400 miles have been polluted by the oil spill by BP. Over 1,000 of the animals in the area, such as birds, mammals, and marine life, were killed, including many animals in the endangered species list. Of the animals that survived, only 6% have been reported. I also experienced problems with eutrophication.
What's eutrophication?
Well, this occurs when large amounts of nitrogen goes into the water and produces large amounts of algae. This then blocks the sunlight and destroys the ecosystem of the water it is in. It is pretty much irreversible. These are just some of the many forms of pollution that I experience.
Well, thank you for sharing with us about the forms of pollution you experience. Back to your cycle, we have something to share with you.
Previously, we made a three-dimensional cake to display the water cycle.
Evaporation. The sun, which is the driving force of the hydrological cycle, transfers energy from its rays to the water on the Earth's surface. This then causes the water particles to heat up and have an increased amount of energy. The water then goes from liquid water to water vapor. This water vapor then rises into the atmosphere. Transpiration. During transpiration, the water a plant takes in through its roots is transported into its leaves and is then released through small pores on the underside of the leaves. The amount of water transpired depends on the plant and the amount of moisture in the ground and the surrounding air temperature and wind movement. The term evapotranspiration is used when water is evaporated from soil around a plant together with the water transpired by the leaves. Condensation. Condensation makes clouds. The Oxford English Dictionary defines a cloud as a visible mass of condensed water vapor floating in the atmosphere. Next, water droplets mix with particulate matter aerosols. Then the atmosphere is saturated with moisture at heights above the general surface of the ground. Rising water vapor meets with the particulate matter. Condensation is when the water vapor turns into water droplets, forming clouds. Precipitation. Precipitation is things like snow, rain, and hail. After condensing into clouds, the size of water droplets in the atmosphere gets much larger and then falls to the earth when gravity's pull becomes stronger than the air currents holding the water together. Runoff. Runoff is precipitation that hasn't been infiltrated or evaporated. Runoff causes erosion and also can carry chemicals on the surface along to rivers where the water ends up. This can also cause water pollution. Only 35% of the precipitation ends up in rivers and oceans. The other 65% is absorbed into the soil through infiltration. Stop the video. Infiltration. Precipitation or runoff soaks into subsurface soil and moves into rocks through cracks and pore spaces. This water can be absorbed into the soil and stay there for a long time until it gradually evaporates. If there is a lot of vegetation, then the infiltrated water can be absorbed by plant roots. Depending on how absorbent the soil between the surface and the water table is and how saturated the ground is, the water that is infiltrated can eventually get to the water table and help replenish it. When it contributes to the water table, it is called percolation. Accumulation. Accumulation is the part in the water cycle where water gathers into the ground to create groundwater. The water that is infiltrated into the ground is most often filtered unless the ground has low porosity and is just very permeable. When the ground is porous, the dirt and bacteria in water is filtered out and creates a source of clean, naturally filtered water. That's it.
It's been a great interview, but I gotta go.
We've had such a great time interviewing Hydro, but stay tuned for Bio's interview after this short break. You get a commercial, and you get a commercial.
In a world where Bob Ross doesn't feed his squirrels. Come on, guys, is this really necessary? Really, guys?
Welcome back.
Please welcome our utterly amazing guest, Bio.
I am so honored to be a guest on this show. I'm sure we will have a marvelous time.
If you will please, tell us the general idea of the circle of life.
I am life. All life on Earth depends on the sun. Energy is provided by the sun and absorbed by plants and all life on Earth. My cycle gives life to trees, ocean life, rain areas, mountain tops, and all animals living on land, and even every organism and bacteria out there. I am 3.5 billion years old. Bacteria developed special chemical photosynthesis where sunlight is used to take sugars, oxygen, and carbon dioxide out of the air.
Could you include how the biosphere affects life in more detail, please?
I am life.
Excuse me?
Well, you are a living thing, so technically you are living because of me, which I'm pretty sure that you are alive because you are hosting a show right now. I'm waiting for my thank you.
Loser.
Anyway, what were you saying?
All life on Earth has needs taken care of because of me. There is no life in the universe other than inside me.
All right, thank you, Bio. I'm sure we all understand the biosphere a little bit more after your interview. As always, it was lovely to see you, but I think that wraps it up. Next episode of Late Night with Bob Ross, we will be explaining the miracle of life.
What are we doing?
Welcome back.
My hair was in that!
Wait. Stop. Go back.